Hello students, I'm going to analyze a CAT 2021 slot 1 verbal ability question that is asking you to identify the odd one out. So while solving these questions, what we do is the sentences that are related to a particular theme can be put together. The sequence can also be identified, and then in that manner you can also identify the sentence that does not gel with the theme or the sequence. Let me tell you how you can identify the common theme in this paragraph. For that, I'd like to read the second sentence first. Outer space is a commons and all of it is open for exploration. See, if you compare this with other sentences, you can see, like if you read the first one, the legal status of resources mined in space remains ambiguous. Why does it remain ambiguous? There must be some background thought. There must be some other sentence related to this. So this seems to be an extension. This cannot start the paragraph. Laws adopted by the US and Luxembourg are first steps. Again, this seems to be extending something else. So when you compare sentences 1 and 3 with 2, 2 seems to be a general thought. And so is the case with the sentences 4 and 5 also, which talk about a specific issue. Okay. At issue now is commercial activity. So now it also zeroes in on a specific issue. So 2 can start the paragraph because it brings in a general thought. Outer space is a commons and all of it is open for exploration. So this can begin the paragraph, right? And see, the second part is very important here. Spacecraft developed in 50s and 60s is state-centric and arguably ill-suited to a commercial future. Therefore, this sentence essentially ends on the note of the inadequacy of space law. किसकी बात कर रहा है कि space law ढंग के नहीं बने हुए. That's the point. Let's read sentence 3 now. Laws adopted by the US and Luxembourg are first steps, but they only protect firms from competing claims by their compatriots. A Chinese company will not be bound by US law. This also talks about the inadequacy of space law. Yes or no? ये भी बता रहा है कि स्पेस लॉ ठीक नहीं बनेंगे. So 2 and 3 are related to the same theme. 2 being the opening sentence, I can say 3 would follow 2 or 3 can follow 2. So 2, 3 to begin with, right? Look at sentence 1 now. It says legal status of resources mined in space remains ambiguous. Why does it remain ambiguous? Because the स्पेस लॉस आर इनएडिक्वेट. इनएडिक्वेसी की बात कहां हो रही है? 2 और 3 में. इसका मतलब 2 और 3 के बाद 1 आ सकता है. सो 2, 3, 1 टू गो फर्दर. Look at the second part of the sentence number 1. And while the market for asteroid minerals is currently non-existent, this is likely to change as technical hurdles diminish, which means that there is a scope for commercial market. तो ये sentence क्या कर रहा है? ये identify कर रहा है, बता रहा है कि आगे जाकर के टेक्निकल हर्डल्स जब डिमिनिश हो जाएंगे तो कमर्शियल मार्केट का स्कोप बन सकता है. लुक एट सेंटेंस नंबर 5 नाउ. एट इशू नाउ इज कमर्शियल एक्टिविटी. सो सेंटेंस 1 brings in the idea of scope for commercial activity, and sentence 5 says commercial activity is at issue, which means it is controversial. Commercial activity is controversial. So now we can very clearly identify the sequence. 1 के बाद 5 आएगा, 2 के बाद 3 आएगा. So what's the sequence? 2, 3, 1, 5. I repeat, 2, 3, 1, 5. Now it's quite a strong hint that 4th is the likely answer. But just to confirm, देखें कि वो theme से कैसे भटक रहा है, ना? How it digresses from the theme. Okay. So what's the theme? Inadequacy of space law, which has created a controversy. Broadly speaking, this is being talked about in 2, 3, 1 and 5. What does option 4 talk about? I'm sorry, what does statement 4 talk about? Critics say the US is conferring rights that it has no authority to confer. So it's basically talking about US doing something which it should not be doing, right? And again, Russia in particular has condemned this. So Russia condemning US on a totally different issue does not relate to what has been said in 2315. This neither talks about the inadequacy of space law, nor does it talk about commercial activity and the controversy which is related to the inadequacy of space law. है ना? तो कुल मिला के ये कुछ अलग ही बात कर रहा है. जो कि यूएस की अथॉरिटी से रिलेटेड है, जिस पे रशिया उसको क्रिटिसाइज कर रहा है. दिस अ टोटली डिफरेंट पॉइंट. Therefore, sentence 4 is the odd one out. I hope you have understood this clearly. The next question is asking you to form a paragraph with these four sentences. Form a coherent paragraph with these four sentences. This is again a theta question. Let's take a look at the question now. Sentence 1. In the central nervous systems of other animal species, such a comprehensive regeneration. Now, there are two things in this sentence. Number one, other animal species, and such a comprehensive regeneration, which means कोई और सेंटेंस ऐसा होगा जिसमें एनिमल स्पीशीज की बात हुई होगी. दैट्स वाई यहाँ अदर एनिमल स्पीशीज लिखा है. सिमिलरली, सच अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव रीजनरेशन, मतलब कहीं रीजनरेशन की बात हुई होगी इन सम अदर सेंटेंस. ओके, सो दिस कैनॉट बी द स्टार्टिंग सेंटेंस. लेट्स रीड सेंटेंस नंबर 2. Sentence number 2 says, biologists from the University of Beirut have discovered a uniquely rapid form of regeneration. Look at sentence 3. They studied the Mothner cells. They in the sentence refers to the biologists, and therefore 3 should come after 2. When you read sentence 3 completely, you get to know that the Mothner cells were previously regarded as incapable of regeneration. As in, now it has been discovered that the Mothner cells are capable of regeneration. So, their ability to regenerate in sentence 4 refers to the ability of the Mothner cells to regenerate. So there in sentence 4 refers to the Mothner cells. So that's how 4 should come after 3. And then the sentence 1, you can very clearly see that it talks about the other animal species other than the zebrafish. And therefore you can understand the sequence as 2, 3, 4. These three sentences talk about zebrafish and its ability to regenerate, and the sentence 1 talks about the other animal species, in which case such a comprehensive regeneration of neurons has not yet been proven beyond doubt. That's about it. So the correct sequence then is 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's solve the next question, which is based on identification of the essence of the passage, that is the gist of the passage. In order to solve this question, first of all, we need to find out the main idea by reading the paragraph carefully, and then we can eliminate the options that do not gel with the main idea of the paragraph. Let us read the paragraph to identify the main idea. Foreign peacekeepers often exist in a bubble in the poor countries. Often exist in a bubble in the poor countries. Okay, so this seems to be one of the important points. In which they are deployed, they live in posh compounds, drive fancy vehicles, and distance themselves from locals. So the main point coming up from the first sentence is they exist in a bubble. Now, why do they exist in the bubble? Look at the next sentence. This may be partially justified as they are outsiders, living in constant fear, performing a job that is emotionally draining. So this sentence tells us the reason why they live in a bubble, why the foreign peacekeepers isolate themselves from the people in the poor countries. Next sentence now. But they are often despised by the locals and many would like them to leave. This sentence identifies the problem inherent in the way foreign peacekeepers isolate themselves in the poor countries. Right? So this is the problem. A better solution would be bottom-up peace building. So this sentence offers the solution. So if you look at the paragraph, basically the first portion up to this part identifies the problem, and the second portion starting from here identifies the solution. Once you understand this, then you can start eliminating the options. Let us read the first option. Peacekeeping duties would be more effectively performed by local residents given their better understanding, knowledge and rapport with their own communities. Let's read the first option. Peacekeeping duties would be more effectively performed by local residents. This portion is totally false. the author very clearly says that the solution would be bottom-up peace building, which would involve the, they're spending more time, as in the foreign peacekeeper should spend more time with the local residents. This says just the opposite. So this option can be quickly eliminated. Look at option 2. Extravagant lifestyles and an aloof attitude among the foreigners working as peacekeepers in poor countries have justifiably made them the target of local anger. The author does not say that the foreign peacekeepers who have become the target of local anger, uh, it is justified. In fact, he says that a solution has to be worked out. So therefore, this option can be quickly eliminated, right? Justifiably. This word is enough for us to eliminate this option, right? Let's look at the third one now. The environment in poor countries has tended to make foreign peacekeeping forces live in enclaves. But it is time to change the scenario. See, what has forced the foreign peacekeepers to live in the bubble? The reason is here that they are outsiders. It's not the environment in poor countries. So this portion is also very clearly false. So this option can also be eliminated. Now it clearly gives you a hint that fourth is the correct option, but then let us cross check. Peacekeeping forces in foreign countries have tended to be aloof for valid reasons. Yes, valid reasons is brought forth from this portion of the passage. Look here, this may be partially justified. So yes, valid reasons can be understood from here, from partially justified, but would be more effective if they worked more closely with local communities. This is the solution part, a better solution. Would gel with it is more effective. And the solution is precisely this, if they work more closely with the local communities. यही यहाँ लिखा हुआ है, which would involve their spending more time working with communities, understanding their grievances and earning their trust. So this is the solution being offered. So fourth properly captures the essence of the passage in a sentence. Correct option therefore is option 4. Let us analyze the next question on para formation, again which is a theta question. Let's read each sentence carefully and identify the links. In fact, it's very easy to figure out that sentence 4 should open the paragraph. Why? Because it introduces the theme of the literary work. The literary work has two poles, which we might call artistic and the aesthetic. The artistic refers to the text created by the author, and the aesthetic to the realization accomplished by the reader. So what this sentence essentially does, it brings forth the two poles of the literary work, artistic and aesthetic. And then when you look at sentence 3, from this polarity, so this polarity refers to these two poles. So I can say the sequence should be 4 and then 3. Now let's read sentence 3 further. From this polarity, it follows that the literary work cannot be completely identical with the text or with the realization of the text. This tells us what the literary work cannot be. So it can neither be identical with the text, that is completely identical with the text, or with the realization of the text. तो अगर literary work ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, तो फिर कैसा हो सकता है? That is brought about in the sentence 1. Look at this. The work is more than the text. This is clearly an extension of this point. How the literary work cannot be. It cannot be identical with the text. Then how it can be, or how it is. The work is more than the text, for the text only takes on life when it is realized, and furthermore the realization is by no means independent of the individual disposition of the reader. So we can very clearly see that 1 connects with 3. So I can put 1 after 3, right? Now look at sentence 2. The convergence of text and reader. Let's see if the convergence of the text and reader can be derived from the sentence 1. Let's read the sentence 1 very carefully now. The work is more than the text, for the text only takes life when it is realized. So what does this say? The text takes life only when it is realized. तो text में life कब आता है? जब वो realize होता है. और वो realize कब होता है? when the reader, based on its individual disposition, understands the text. So basically it talks about the connect between the reader and the text. And this connect between the reader and the text is the convergence of text and reader. And it rightly says brings the literary work into existence. This is how the work comes into existence. So the whole thing can be derived from sentence 1. इसका मतलब क्या? Sentence 2 should be placed immediately after sentence 1, and then it also winds up the paragraph appropriately. And this convergence is not to be identified either with the reality of the text or with the individual disposition of the reader. So this is the conclusion. Okay, and the individual disposition of the reader has already been talked about in the first sentence, in sentence number 1, and therefore we can say individual disposition of the reader is introduced in the sentence, and then the conclusion regarding that is there in sentence number 2. Therefore 2 should follow 1. The correct option therefore is 4, 3, 1, 2. When you read sentence 3 completely, you get to know that the Mothner cells were previously regarded as incapable of regeneration. As in, now it has been discovered that the Mothner cells are capable of regeneration. So their ability to regenerate in sentence 4 refers to the ability of the Mothner cells to regenerate. So there in sentence 4 refers to the Mothner cells. So that's how 4 should come after 3. Let us analyze the next question, in which you are supposed to identify the essence of the paragraph. So let's read the paragraph, identify the main idea, and then see which option is correct based on elimination technique. Let us figure out the central idea of the paragraph by reading the sentences carefully. Developing countries are becoming hotbeds of business innovation in much the same way as Japan did from the 1950 onwards. So this sentence, all that this sentence tells us is business innovation is happening rigorously in the developing countries. It has started. The next one, they are reinventing systems of production and distribution and experimenting with entirely new business models. So that's the kind of innovation that's taking place in developing countries. So they here refers to the developing countries. Now coming down to the next sentence. Why are countries that were until recently associated with cheap hands now becoming leaders in innovation? Question mark. This sentence is very important for us because this highlights the central idea of the paragraph. The author raises this question and then answers this question, right? And therefore this tells us that the author wants to emphasize this point. Why are the countries now becoming leaders in innovation? The developing countries now becoming leaders in innovation, and especially these were those countries that were associated with cheap hands, as in they were known to supply cheap labor. So this why is categorically important. It is an important portion of the central idea, which means the correct option should have the reason. And let's see what reason author gives. Driven by a mixture of ambition and fear, they are relentlessly climbing up the value chain. Again, they here stands for the developing countries. So the developing countries are relentlessly climbing up the value chain. Like, what's the driving force? The driving force is the mixture of ambition and fear. So driven by competition, ambition and fear, they have started working very hard, and that's what is making them innovative, and that's how they are climbing up the value chain. So that is the reason given by the author, and this reason forms the central idea of the passage. Very important part of the passage. Right? Emerging market champions have not only proved highly competitive in their own backyard, they are also going global themselves. This is an additional point about the developing countries. Right? So developing countries have not only become competitive domestically, but they are also going global. Well, now we have understood that the correct option should definitely have this reason. The reason why developing countries have become innovative. So keeping this in mind, now let's apply elimination technique on the options. Let's read the first one now. Production and distribution models are going through rapid innovations worldwide as developed countries are being challenged by their earlier suppliers from the developing world. Very quickly, you can identify that the statement is false. You know why? It says production and distribution models are going through rapid innovations worldwide. The passage specifically focuses on the developing countries and not worldwide, and therefore this option can be quickly eliminated, right? Let's read option 2. Innovations in production and distribution are helping emerging economies compete with countries to which they once supplied cheap labor. This option identifies the reason for why the emerging economies are able to compete with the developed countries. That's how we can look at it, right? But does not give the reason for the innovation happening in the developing countries, which is the main point in the passage. Therefore, it strays away from the central idea. You can quickly eliminate this option. Option 3. Competition has driven emerging economies. Correct. We were looking for this badly. Yes or no? So the reason is here. You can find the reason for innovation happening in developing countries here, driven by a mixture of ambition and fear. From here, you can say competition has driven emerging economies, right? Once suppliers of cheap labor, yes, this point is also true. Recently associated with cheap hands, यहाँ से निकाल सकते हैं. To become innovators of business models, yes, this is also correct, that have enabled them to move up the value chain and go global. All the points are covered. If you see in one sentence, all the points given in the paragraph, the main points have been covered. So this covers the reason. This covers the point that once they used to be the suppliers of cheap labor. This covers the point that they have become innovators. And the last one, they have also gone global apart from the domestic in competition. So all the important points have been covered, and therefore this is the correct option. Look at the option 4. Developing countries are forced to invent. You forced to invent once short, you can eliminate the option, right? So they can remain competitive domestically. Again, they have gone global in any case, right? So this can also be quickly eliminated. So, in a way, if you take a quick glance at it, 1 and 4 can be quickly eliminated. Upon comparing 2 and 3, you can see 3 has the central idea in it, 2 does not have the central idea in it, and therefore 3 is the correct option. So this way you can solve the question very quickly. Let us analyze the next question. This question is based on identification of the odd one out. 5 sentences are given to you. One does not belong to the paragraph. We are supposed to identify that sentence. In order to do that, what we should do is we can try and form a paragraph to identify a common theme with which 4 of these sentences can be related. Then we will be able to find the odd one out that does not relate to the other 4 sentences. So let's start now. If you look at the first sentence, it says there is a dark side to academic research, especially in India, and at its center is the phenomenon of predatory journals. Now, this sentence introduces the existence of predatory journals, right? So, well, let's look at the second one now. Sentence number 2. But in truth, as long as you pay, you can get anything published. This sentence presents a contrast to some other sentence. So this cannot be the opening sentence in any case. Look at the third sentence now. In look and feel thus, they are exactly like any reputed journal. Now they here refers to some other thing. So this also cannot be the opening sentence. They claim to be indexed in the most influential databases. Say they possess editorial boards that comprise top scientists and researchers. So they here refers to the predatory journals that claim to be indexed in the most influential databases, and say they possess editorial boards that comprise top scientists and researchers. So this sentence is about the predatory journals. You can quickly relate to this because predatory journals are the ones that are not genuine journals. So it's only a claim that they make. However, because of that claim, see what's happening? Since they say they possess editorial boards that comprise top scientists and researchers, in look and feel thus, they are exactly like reputed journals, right? This you can understand. Why they are why the look and feel is exactly like any reputed journal? Because the editorial boards comprise top scientists and researchers. That's what they say. I can relate uh, 3 with 4. In fact, I can derive 3 from the sentence 4, because in the sentence 4 there is an indication that the editorial boards of the predatory journals comprise top scientists and researchers. Thus, they are exactly like any reputed journal. They resemble reputed journal. So 4 gives the reason for for the point mentioned in sentence 3. Therefore, I can say sentence 3 must follow sentence 4. In any case, sentence 1 is the introductory idea, right? So predatory journals, that's referred to in sentence 4. So 4 follows 1, 3 follows 4. So 1, 4, 3. And which should be the next one then? But in truth, as long as you pay, you can get anything published. Look at this. There is a contrast in sentence 2. Contrast किसका होना चाहिए? In look and feel, they are exactly like any reputed journal, but the truth is different from the look and feel. So that is the contrast. As long as you pay, you can get anything published. That is the truth, which is much different from the look and feel. Right? And therefore, 2 presents a contrast to the point mentioned in sentence 3. And therefore, 2 should come after 3. Which sentence are we left with? 5. देखो सेंटेंस 5 शुड बी द ऑड वन आउट, और वैसे भी आप इसको क्रॉस चेक कर सकते हैं कि ये थीम से अलग जा रहा है. But a large section of researchers and scientists across the world are at the receiving end of nothing short of an academic publishing scam. So what does this essentially talk about? It talks about an academic publishing scam to which a large section of researchers and scientists across the world have fallen victim. So it's a totally different idea from the other 4 sentences, from the idea discussed in the other 4 sentences. Therefore, fifth sentence 5 is the odd one out, and that is the correct answer. I hope you have understood this. Just to add a final snapshot to my explanation, sentences 1, 2, 3 and 4, in fact 2, 3 and 4 talk about predatory journals. Sentence 5 is the only one that does not talk about predatory journals, therefore the odd one out. A quick way to sort out this question can be this. In the next question, you are supposed to identify the essence of the paragraph given. So as you know, the steps to solve such a question is first to connect all the sentences and identify the central idea, and then by elimination we can figure out the correct option. So let's start now. McGurk and MacDonald reported a powerful multi-sensory illusion occurring with audiovisual speech. They recorded a voice articulating a consonant ba 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 and dubbed it with a face articulating another consonant ga ga ga. So these 2 sentences tell us that there's a research that was done by these 2 people, and that reported a powerful multisensory illusion. So this paragraph is about that powerful multisensory illusion. That much we can understand, right? Now, what that illusion is, it has been explained in the paragraph. Through the second sentence, it is clear that the voice actually said ba ba ba, this consonant, while the face was articulating some other consonant. So there was a mismatch between the voice and the face. Okay, so the lip movement, as far as the face was concerned, was with ga ga ga, was consonant with, or was matching with ga ga ga. Okay, while the voice said ba ba ba. So it's very evident that there is a mismatch between the audio signal and the visual one. Let's read the next sentence now. Even though the acoustic speech signal, that is ba ba ba, was well recognized alone, it was heard as another consonant after dubbing with incongruent visual speech, that is da da da. Now, you see, the third sentence says it all. What it says is the acoustic speech signal, that is this one, ba ba ba, when played alone, it was recognized correctly. But when it was dubbed with the incongruent visual speech, that is this consonant ba 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 being dubbed with the face saying ga ga ga. This is the incongruent visual speech being talked about. जब ऐसा हुआ, so quite strangely there was an illusion. Neither of this was heard. बा 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 नहीं सुनाई दिया, गा 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 भी नहीं सुनाई दिया. So the person heard something totally different, that is da da da. That is the illusion being talked about in the paragraph. Now it's very clear, and this illusion was termed as McGurk effect. So this paragraph is then about McGurk effect and the kind of illusion related to this particular effect. That's about it. So the correct answer should appropriately capture the gist of the McGurk effect. Right? So let's identify the correct option now and let's proceed by elimination. Now, if you read options 2 and 3 quickly, the McGurk effect, which is a demonstration of multisensory integration, has been replicated many times. It does not say anything about what the effect is. It does not describe it, right? And which is the essence of the paragraph. Let us quickly eliminate this option. Option 2 stands eliminated. Let's read option 3 now. When the quality of auditory information is poor, the visual information wins over the auditory information. See, this is totally false. There is absolutely no mention of poor quality of auditory information in the paragraph. This is very clear. So this option can also be quickly eliminated. So options 2 and 3 can be quickly eliminated. Now let's compare 1 and 4. Let's read option 1. When the auditory speech signal does not match the visual speech movements, okay, the acoustic speech signal is confusing and integration of the two is imperfect. The paragraph says when the auditory speech signal does not match the visual speech movements, the acoustic speech signal is different, not confusing or imperfect. The integration is imperfect, is totally wrong, and the speech signal is not confusing, it is different. This option can be eliminated as such. Compare this option with option 4 now. Visual speech mismatched with auditory speech can result in the perception of an entirely different message. This illusion is known as the McGurk effect. See, first of all, it says this illusion is known as the McGurk effect. So this paragraph, the essence of the paragraph is the description of the McGurk effect. One. Second, it says can result in the perception of an entirely different message when there is a mismatch between visual speech and auditory speech. That's what we understood from this portion. We have already done that, right? So, well, this clearly tells us that this is the correct option, which has the key point in it. The next one is a parajumble question, very simple to solve. Let's quickly analyze it. Sentence 2 to begin with. It seems all but certain that global warming will go well above 2 degrees. This sentence brings forth the prediction of global warming. Now, sentence 1 says a popular response is the exhortation to plant more trees. So, this response is for the global warming that's indicated in the for the prediction of the global warming that's indicated in sentence 2. So, I can say for sure that sentence 1 should follow sentence 2. Now look at sentence 4. This is because trees sequester carbon by absorbing carbon dioxide. This sentence number 4 gives us a reason for planting trees. Why should the trees be planted? To counter global warming. How do trees counter global warming? By absorbing carbon dioxide. Quite obviously, you can see that 4 should follow 1. So now the sequence is 2, 1, 4, and burning them releases it. So what does them here refer to? Let's figure out, which is why the scale of forest fires in the Amazon basin last year garnered headlines. So it's basically talking about the burning of the trees, which released carbon dioxide. Right? That's why it hit the headlines of the newspapers. Them refers to trees, and trees has been referred to in 4. So very clearly, them and trees connection tells us that 3 should follow 4. The correct sequence therefore is 2, 1, 4, 3.